start with the session, the Campus Insider, everything you want to know about BBFIA and BMS at Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies and whom we have today. I will take this particular moment and ask my panelists to introduce themselves, starting with ladies first.
Okay, well, hello everyone. This is Pranchi Garg, and I'm currently pursuing Bachelor's of Management Studies at Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, and I'm a placement coordinator there, as you mentioned the placements for the same, and I'm also part of Student Council. And apart from that, I'll just give you a brief that life in Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies is a journey. Like, there's a lot of things that you'll be doing, there's a lot of things that will be happening to you, and it's a roller coaster, but you'll love it.
Utkarsh, can you go ahead next?
Okay, hi everybody. I am Utkarsh. I am also pursuing Bachelor of Management Studies in Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. And journey for me in Shahid Sukhdev, yeah, everybody in Shahid Sukhdev can say that it is very hectic, but it is really happening at the same time. You are exploring so many things. You are exploring yourself. It is just so amazing to be here.
Yes, Manav, go ahead.
Hi, I am Manav Mahajan. And unlike these two, I am pursuing Bachelor's of Financial Investment Analysis, BFI, in Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. And again, as these both of them have pointed out, the life in Shahid Sukhdev is very, very diverse. The kind of experiences that you would have and the kind of exposure you would get is very diverse. And Pranchi is placement coordinator, so we can obviously talk about placements and everything here today. Yeah.
Thank you so much for introducing. So we have Pranchi, Utkarsh, and Manav joining in today. Let's start with the start, as in what was exactly your journey like? Everybody had the reasons to join a certain college, university. एक aspirational होता है, फिर एक strategy बनती है कि ये 10 कॉलेज हैं, उसमें से top priority X है, then Y, then Z. How exactly the journey has been? Starting with you, Manav, let us know what all your entrance exam which you have appeared for, what all colleges were you targeting, what all did you crack, and how exactly you decided to go with Shahid Sukhdev?
So my plan with Shahid Sukhdev was never for Shahid Sukhdev. I was preparing for IP MAT only. So my main goal was IP MAT, and I wanted to crack IIM Indore. And so I started preparation in the later half of 11th grade, and then for 2 years, not 2 years, for 1.5 years, I prepared for IP MAT Indore, and I never even prepared for any other exam, because when you prepare for IP MAT Indore, all the other exams, so to say, come in the ambit of it, because the level of all those exams is lower. And for me, Shahid Sukhdev was a backup option. But I ended up cracking Indore, but I still ended up choosing Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies because of the ROI factor and the fees factor, and the fact that I can do a CAT and MBA later on after Shahid Sukhdev, which would give me a better exposure. So again, I would say I did not have any strategy, so to say, for Shahid Sukhdev, because at the last moment, I just prepared for general knowledge, because that is something that is not covered in IP MAT exams, but is a part of CUET general test. But apart from that, because I had prepared for IP MAT, which is a higher level exam, so CUET just came in handy, and I could easily give that.
Yeah, if you're preparing for IP MAT Indore, CUET becomes a cakewalk, clearly. And specifically, if you're cracking IP MAT Indore, वो और easy हो जाता है. So, in your journey, Manav, if I understand, you said that you were preparing for IP MAT Indore, and you eventually just decided, because of the ROI, because of the XYZ reasons, you decided for Shahid Sukhdev, because it still gives you the opportunity to kind of go ahead and do your MBA and your postgraduate further on. Okay. Utkarsh, what exactly has been your story?
For me, it was kind of same. I did not crack IPMAT Indore, but I was preparing for IPMAT Indore only. So while preparing for that, all other entrance exams came through in the ambit of it. I did not clear IPMAT Indore, but I cleared a lot of other exams. I even went to Symbiosis Pune for doing BBA there. And after that, through CUET, I got it to Shahid Sukhdev College. So I left Symbiosis and came here then.
Okay. And you cracked Symbiosis for BBA, SCNS Pune, you cracked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Pranchi, how was your journey?
Well, it was kind of similar. When you talk a lot, like when you get to Shahid Sukhdev, I think you'll see a lot of people who've given IPMAT. So again, same, I was preparing for IPMAT, however, I could not clear it. But I was able to clear a lot of other exams like NARCE's exam, SIMBI exam, there was IPU, there was Xavier's. So anyways, like more or less, I got clear, like I got good ranks, but also there was always this thing that Shaheed Sukhdev College is also always a better option because of the return on investment here. And also the level of exposure is as good as you can get for a undergrad college. So again, heavy land that I was Shaheed Sukhdev.
Okay. So what I understand after speaking to three of you, that the factor for you guys to join Shaheed Sukhdev mostly was the ROI, the exposure, and eventually the quality of education. That is something which have kind of intrigued you to join Shaheed Sukhdev. Okay. Now all of you have joined Shaheed Sukhdev. Now, if in the audience, if the audience can, we'll just do one check if the audience is awake. What entrance exam is required for getting into Shaheed Sukhdev? Quickly in the chat box. ये अगर पता नहीं है ना तो फिर ये पता करना है आज. Mahi was quick enough. Yes, PUET. मैंने बोल दिया था, so it was something which was already there, right? So right, a lot of you are awake. I'm happy about that. PUET is the entrance exam. So in case if you guys are planning to get into Shaheed Sukhdev, basically colleges in DU, if you guys are planning, PUET is the entrance exam. And we spoke about a lot of entrance exams like the IPMAT Indore, IPMAT Rohtak. In case if you're planning for 25, 26, get to know about these entrance exams. If you are aspiring IIM Indore, Rohtak, Shaheed Sukhdev, ये सारे entrance exam के बगैर नहीं जा पाओगे. So make sure you know about them. Okay, now we know the reason why people go for Shaheed Sukhdev. Now let's understand if it really makes it's worth it. I'm sure it is worth it, but unless you know the reasons, people still have doubt in mind. Let's start with, now when we know the admissions that is through PUET, what kind of profiles do you see in the college? What kind of profiles? Let's start with your percentages, okay? Pranshi, can you let us know what exactly has been your 10th scores, 12th scores? 12th mein maths tha, nahi tha? And anything else if you would want to add in terms of your profile?
Yeah, sure. So I had scored 98.6% in my 10th standard, 95.8% in my 12th standard with commerce with maths. So you see a lot of science students in our college as well, but we were preferably the commerce ones. And recently I've scored 9.18 CGPA in the first semester of Bachelor's of Management Studies, BMS. Yeah, you'll see impressive CGPA all along. You just wait.
Utkarsh, we want to understand the profile for the students in Shaheed Sukhdev. So it would be nice if you can let us know about your 10th percentage, 12th percentage. Also, in 12th, what exactly was your stream? Have you taken maths, not taken maths?
Yeah, so in my 10th standard, I scored 98.4%. In my 12th, I scored 96%, again with commerce with maths. And in BMS course, semester 1, I got a GPA of 9.27.
Wow. Manav?
Yes. So in 10th, I scored 98%. In 12th, I scored 98.6%. And my stream, let's not discuss that, is a weird combination of subjects. It's English, maths, accounts, economics, and taxation and finance. So I had two subjects different, which were new and introduced by CBSE under the skill subject ambit. So I'd opted for those instead of business studies. But again, I also had maths because basically, if you want to get into Shaheed Sukhdev, maths is a compulsory subject because the score is made out of English plus maths plus general test out of 650.
Absolutely.
So maths, everybody needs to have maths in their board exam.
Thank you so much, Manav, for mentioning that. This was exactly what I was trying to get to, that mathematics is something which is a eligibility criteria. So if you're aspiring for something like Shaheed Sukhdev, mathematics, I call myself mathematically challenged. Math se dosti nahi hai. Calculator is my best friend. So for you, I think if 2025 is the aim, अगर इतनी अच्छी दोस्ती नहीं है कर लो, I think it would really work well. और अगर मैथ्स नहीं लिया है, then option अब Shaheed Sukhdev का नहीं है. But let's understand the academics with Shaheed Sukhdev. Let's start with BBA FIA. Manav, when you start with your first year, when you go with your academics, okay, what exactly how the academics is structured, what kind of subjects you kind of study with BBAFIA?
Yes. So in the first year, more or less, the finance kids and the management kids, both of them are studying kind of like the same subjects, core subjects. So it will be, you'll be studying microeconomics, macroeconomics, accountancy, financial accounts, cost and management accounts, basic subjects, the, fundamental subjects. After that, from the second year onwards, there is kind of, so to say, a divergence in the subject that management students and finance students take. So like till now on, we were all studying fundamental core subjects, and from the next semester, I would be having subjects corporate finance, corporate law, financial marketing institutions, while they will have subjects more related to marketing and HR. And they'll also have finance as one subject, and they'll have other competencies, while my whole course is going to be structured and oriented towards finance. So I will have subjects, Inke chapters will be my subjects, more or less.
Okay, okay. So, Pranshi, would you like to add something to this? Because for BMS, as Manav said, it is different. Basically, what I understand, the first year for BMS or BBA becomes similar. It's the second year where the specialization starts, where we look at management studies and we look at finance as a specialization. Am I right in understanding this?
Okay, so I'll simplify it for you. So we get actually like there's an option to choose your specialization in the third year. So
Okay.
before that, you're free to go, like you're free to explore any of the specializations, for example, HR, finance, marketing. Again, so coming to that, I'll also say that for the first year, BMS always had a theoretical subject. However, BFI had more practical subjects in that aspect. So I'll say that I agree that BMS is rather like it takes you in diverse domains. It lets you explore more. BFI is very much finance core. Again, so
Okay.
like BMS gives you an option to go towards finance, to go towards marketing or HR domain, whatever, global relations as well. But BFI is always, finance core, and that's why even through the second year they start preparing for the finance core more.
Okay. Utkarsh, would you like to add something to that?
No, mainly Pranshi covered it all. That in BMS, we get the option to choose the specialization we aim for in the third year. Till the second year, we get general subjects that cover everything. Like, for example, in the next semester, what we get different is organizational behavior. So we'll know more about management. While in BFI, you get majorly all finance related core subjects from second year onwards.
Okay. Now, when it comes to academics, how does the examination held? Utkarsh, can you help us know how is the examination held? Once you start with your first year, the subject is very different than what you're ideally doing in your 11th and 12th. So, is it semester wise? How exactly it is done?
Okay, so our year is divided into two semesters, first semester and second semester. And in each semester, we have 7 subjects according to NEP. 3 are our discipline-specific courses. One is a gender elective that we choose. One is an ability enhancement course. One is a skill enhancement course. And one is a value-added course. So these 7 subjects make your one semester. And for each subject, you have your internals, which the teachers decide upon and they agree upon. And in the end of the semester, we have written exams or a practical exam if the course specifies practical exam for the same, through which after getting the result for that, our final GPA is formed.
Okay. And Manav, Pranshi, anything you would like to add on this, or it's covered everything?
No, so I would just like to add one thing, that for our curriculum, internals form a really, really big part of it, because any subject is 160 marks and 70 marks of it are internal. They'll be our assignments, the projects that we get, class assessment, tests and stuff. So we are being continuously judged during the entire course of the semester, and that covers up a big chunk, about 40 to 45% of our course itself.
Okay. Is it a very rigorous course? Because what I have experienced is students tend to get a little scared कि शहीद सुखदेव है, पढ़ाई बहुत ज्यादा होगी, manageable नहीं होगा. So let's start with Pranshi. Pranshi, you're smiling. Is it very rigorous? कि ऐसा लगता है कि अरे it's getting overwhelming?
Again, I'd say the curriculum, the course is not, it's pretty much doable. But Shahid Sukhdev brings a lot of different things on your palette. Like it brings in the case competitions, your societies, you're constantly active. And again, it's a business school, so it's very much different from other colleges and this, of course, schools you come from. So it gets overwhelmed in that sense that you get exposed to a lot of things at the same time. So it's more or less about managing, how good you are at managing things, your academic side by side, your non-curricular things, and a lot of things that happen at the same time.
Okay. Utkarsh, Manav, would you like to add something to that?
He's very rightly pointed out, academics is anything but overwhelming. We managed to clutch our examinations by studying 2 weeks before the exams, and it's still doable. There's a lot of other things on our plate that we have to manage, and so to say, societies and the competitions and extracurricular activities are way more overwhelming than academics can even think of being.
Okay. We have a question. Let's take up that particular question. Okay, somebody answered the question. So, people, I hope you are able to see. There was a question where somebody has asked maths core compulsory or one can be eligible for Sukhdev College with applied maths, core maths or applied maths, either of them works. So just in case. And I think in terms of academics, we got a decent information on that. Now, is it a very fun campus? Okay, when I would say campus hai is the question. Because a lot of colleges, campus nahi hota hai. I don't want to kind of name a lot, but it would not be right. But campus hai, do you call something as campus ki one building and then we are ending? सब लोग हंस रहे हैं, मतलब campus नहीं है.
It's a very small campus. It's like we have 3 buildings. One for the college, which is thoda sa the big one. There are 2 small buildings, the girls' hostel and the boys' hostel. And apart from that, we have a small ground and a small stage, and that's it. That is what you call a campus.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, it's not
I
a
would not-
very DU college in that sense.
We can put it that way. It's not really that DU college because they are very famous for having a campus and the criteria. But I think campus
No.
life is some.
Just to do a myth buster, even other DU colleges do not have really big campuses. DU as a whole, all the colleges have really small campuses. The only thing is we have an extra small campus, and the thing is we don't have those brick walls and how you imagine DU to be. It's a corporate building instead.
So we were talking about DU, that even other colleges, DU colleges doesn't really have that kind of big campus. Okay, but is it a fun campus to be in? See, when we talk about fun, everything, for everyone, the definition of fun would be different. But what really sticks to you in these college days is the kind of exposure you get through festivities, through possibly some competition happening. Is it like something happening all the time? Students are given that equal opportunities where they get the exposure, where they get to learn the people management skill, where they learn understanding how they go about managing, an event. This is kind of a home ground for a lot of students to get them pick up those skills, which eventually help them once they start working. Okay, so let's start with Pranshi. You are part of one of the committees, which is very crucial. What exactly has been your experience?
Okay, so again, coming to these are more like co-curricular things so our college is like way more happening than you can imagine it to be in all the more senses. Like can be like our annual fest there is, and then there's Diwali's event, and there's some sort of event always going on. And then there's always this case competitions going on, someone is participating in something and someone is over in the campus, so it's almost like something or the other is going on in the campus constantly, and it makes you grow because you need to prioritize a lot of things, and you also need to evaluate, okay, I need to be here and I need to not, and you end up losing on a lot of things. So first year in college is overwhelming because you do not know what to prioritize and what to not, because there's a lot of things happening. But eventually you catch up on, and you just realize that every bit of it makes you grow and makes you learn a lot of things.
That is nice. What exactly has been your experience, Utkarsh?
I believe for everybody in Sukhdev, their experience is more or less the same only because there is so many stuff happening, but then you learn how to manage all that is happening. It's a very different experience from when you are in school and when you enter Sukhdev College, but you get to manage this stuff, and this helps you grow a lot yourself as well.
Okay. Mana, would you agree to both of them, or you want to add something?
just to clarify why we have the same experiences is we are all part of the same friend group. So that is why our experiences are pretty much the same. But just to give you that, even though we are a corporate college, all of us have had very diverse experiences. So I am the coordinator of the consulting society, but I have, Pranchi is the placement coordinator, but she's, helped organize the annual fest. I was also involved. Then Utkarsh is a part of the consulting society that I'm coordinating, but he is leading a theater society of its own. So again, you get to explore everything that there is, and there are diverse opportunities, that you can partake in. So a holistic development or that kind of thing is there, definitely, I would say.
Fantastic. That is really nice. Okay, we have a question coming in now. I think suddenly academics ka kuch yaad aa gaya. Somebody's asking, in BMS, if I choose finance as a specialization in the third semester, will it be similar to BBA FIA?
Okay, I'll take
Who would
this
take
up.
up this? Go ahead, Manav.
Similar, but then again, not comparable because for the first 2 years you have studied management subjects, and now for the third year you will be studying finance subjects, but they will be subjects that we have studied in our second year, and not, so to say, the completely specialized subjects. So if you have made your mind that you want to go into finance, then BFI is a definitely superior course. But if you are, so to say, yet deciding as what do you want to explore, you want to go for marketing or HR, and you want to actually learn all of these subjects to decide your specialization, then you should go for BMS. But be prepared, BMS is comparatively a more theoretical course, while BFIA is on the practical end. So if you're somebody who cannot, read OB books and learn about how to manage people, then you should go for BFIA as first preference.
Okay, but I would like to kind of nag you a little bit further because you just made a statement and now you need to explain that statement, Manav Mahajan. You said that BBA FIA is a little bit superior. That's what you said, right? Yeah. So can you explain, because that is something we need to understand. What exactly does that mean when it comes to superior?
I feel like having higher cutoffs for BFI as compared to BMS is testament enough that BFI, is a better course. That is why the ratio of the Zoom also is telling. So for every 2 BMS kids in our college, we have just 1 BFI kid. So we're also more rare. So, and again, it's not exactly about being a superior course. It's more about the friendly competition or the friendly war that we have between BMS and BFI. So I'm definitely going to say BFI is better. But again, both the courses, are pretty good. The selection
I'm
for
sure.
somebody answered the question, asked the question, selection criteria for BFI is the same for both BMS and BFI. That is, out of 650, your score is made, and on base of your preferences, you're allotted the college and course preference, that you can get maximum. And it is English plus maths plus general test.
I think that was very clear. And I think fair, if we talk about fair, and anywhere, if you go and kind of look at finance as a stream, it is pretty niche. So it is not about, I think, superior. If we have to say superior, I would step back and say superior. But yes, I would say when it comes to anything which is related to finance, it becomes very niche. Okay, it is a stream in itself. उसी के अंदर एक अलग world है finance के अंदर ही. But yes, management becomes the key for working everywhere. I have been on the end as a counselor to the executive, people as well, and I can tell you that somewhere down the line, a person who is very good with finance would still want to upskill when it comes to management is concerned, and a person who is doing management would want to upskill when it comes to finance is concerned. So you need to have best of everything. You can't work in silos. Eventually, that would be the criteria. When you start working, when you reach to that point, it will happen. Now, let's take up the next question. Non-study related question. Yes, we are talking about fun. Do the panelists also procrastinate while... I like this. Do the panelists also procrastinate while studying or working? If yes, then how do they solve it? Kartik, I think पढ़ाई में बहुत ज़्यादा तकलीफ हो रही है, isn't it? Yes. So, by the way, procrastination is something every individual does. Starting with panelists, Pranchi, होता है procrastination? कुछ करने के लिए? And how do you stop? How do you get back?
So again, I'll tell you, CBS is not just about academics, and when it's not about academics, you always have deadlines. So deadlines is what makes you work. Like you'll maybe have a deadline at 2 and you'll start working at 1. That's gonna be you. And it still works out because see, in CBS you find a lot of people who are doing a lot of things. So it makes you work. It makes you want to do a lot of things. So again, that it provides you with an environment that makes you grow and work. So it's always like, "Ki, theek hai, I can also do, and you end up doing. And of course, there's a lot of deadlines that you'll also miss some, but you eventually catch up.
Utkarsh, anything you want to add?
In fact, Manav grasped pretty well. This is what we do. And then we keep on pestering each other only कि okay, अभी काम है, अब करना है, बहुत मजे कर ले, काम भी कर लेते हैं. And then you get shit done. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in college, it's like you get your work done. It's just however, by hook or by crook, you just put in a lot of hours and you just get your work done.
Absolutely. Now, this is not only for, let's say, students, but I think even parents who are listening, और parents को लगता है कि बच्चे बैठे हुए कुछ कर नहीं रहे, उनके लैंग्वेज में वो प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट कर रहे हैं. और ये लैंग्वेज शायद अब हम लोग बहुत सुनते हैं कि they're just whiling away. Deadlines, set up deadlines for yourself. If you feel कि पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है और मैं बस प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट कर रहा हूँ, put yourself boundaries कि ये मेरी deadline है, ये मेरी boundary है, मुझे ये achieve करना ही है. शायद that will give you that zeal कि भाई प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट बंद करो और पढ़ाई शुरू करो. ओके. एंड विद शहीद सुखदेव ज्यादा टाइम मिलेगा नहीं क्योंकि डेडलाइंस होंगे. ठीक है. दैट इज द स्टार्ट पॉइंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन खत्म करो. वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस कमिंग इन. Can I take BBA, FIA if I only have economics and I am from humanities stream? Manav, I think you would be able to answer this.
As long as you have maths, you're good to go. You need to have maths and English. That's the only eligibility criteria. And that's the subjects that you also need to appear for in CUET. Nothing else matters. If you have economics, humanities, anything else does not matter.
It does
And
not
in fact,
matter.
I feel like half of our college is PCM students. I don't know how or why, but half of the people we interact with are from science background, and about 10% are from humanities. I think the commerce people are in minority in our college because it's English plus maths. So anybody can give it, anybody can appear for it. Does not matter what stream you're from.
True. Okay, now बहुत हमने पढ़ाई के बारे में बात किया. Let's talk about the fun activity. How does the festivities and the campus, are faculty very strict कि fun है, कि attendance बहुत ज़्यादा compulsion है? How is the whole normal vibe of the campus? And let's talk about that. Okay. Pranshi, what is the festival for Shahid Sukhdev? Do you follow anything like a festival or do you do any events at Shahid Sukhdev College? क्या होता है वहाँ पे?
There's an annual cultural festival, which is the Crescendo, and I was a part of the team, so was Manav, and basically the entire friend group was a part of the team. So just so you know, all of us are from hostels. So we're hostelers. So we're mostly in the campus 24/7. So it's more like you actually see at like initially everyone's rushing towards the classes, everyone's late because okay, so in our college attendance plays an important role because it gives you around 11 marks per subject. So our subjects are divided among tutorials and theories, and theories hold 6 marks of attendance and tutorials hold 5, I guess, or vice versa. So again, so attendance holds a lot of marks, and again, as Manav mentioned before, internals are like 45% of your grades. So again, so you need to care about that a lot as well. So everyone's rushing towards their attendance and everyone's done with their classes, and usually in our college classes are meaningful. Like if you study in your classes, that's enough for you. Like you do not need to put in extra efforts for the same. So when everyone's done with the classes, everyone usually hangs out around, and like there's canteen, now there's Amul, there's Nescafe, which Amul's pretty new. So that's how we hang out. Apart from that, our annual cultural fest, Crescendo, is usually like any other DU college fest. Rather, our college is a smaller one when it comes to cultural activities. So it's a smaller like event. And apart from that, we continue to have small events like Viti for the Diwali event, and then there's Garba night, and there's freshers. There's a lot of things that keep on happening. Actually, for the first years, it's a very happening here.
Anything you would like to add, Manav, Utkarsh?
Council spoke it all. She's the one organizing all of it. She spoke everything.
She spoke everything. So looks like it's a fun place. As you all are from hostel, how exactly, is there any kind of a deadline you guys follow? Strict hai ki it's pretty easy peasy?
Yeah,
No.
again, for the person who mentioned deadlines, you cannot procrastinate this one. So again, you have to get in the campus including the ground. You have to get in the campus by 8:30 p.m. and you have to get in your particular like hostel buildings by 10 p.m. So well, like we as friends part ways at 10 p.m. It's done for us. Like it's a day.
Okay, so 10 o'clock last. All right. Now tell me something when it comes to the faculty's concern. Faculty plays a very important role. Okay. Are they approachable, or do you find them strict hai? Do you find them it is difficult, or or you have your own journeys with with different faculty? Utkarsh, starting with you, what exactly has been your experience? Do you find faculty good or strict, or they are pretty easy going?
The faculty is strict to say, but like इतना strict तो होना पड़ेगा. It is not that वो बहुत strict है, but जितना decide level of एक teacher या faculty को strict होना चाहिए उतना होता है. And talking about the course that they teach, so our faculty more or less is everybody very highly specialized in what they teach. So if you listen, as mentioned by Manav, if you can grasp anything and everything that they teach you about, and उसके बाद तुम्हें शायद कुछ पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है पेपर के लिए. तुम उनमें जितना पढ़ा के तुमने सुन लिया, तो तुम आराम से पेपर एस करके आ सकते हो.
तो बेसिकली क्लास में ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, और अगर दे दिया तो you're I think you're done, you're kind of prepared almost. Okay.
Yeah, you're completely
Even
prepared.
that is a challenge. I feel like these people would agree because again, so much is going on. Even in the middle of classes, you will be getting calls, you will be getting, pings to join this meet, that meet. So even listening in classes is a task in itself. कि तुम्हें बैठ के वहाँ पे सुनना है 1 घंटा, that is also a task.
But I
Again,
think that's how you work, you work around. ये हर एक के लिए टास्क होता है उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे जो, and I think everybody goes through it. ऑफिस जाके काम करना भी टास्क है, टाइम थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाता है, बट
fair.
ये चीजों से आप सीखते हो. Go ahead, Franchi.
Again, to add, like eventually you see a lot of things that makes you sit in classes. For example, you're already getting your internal sorted. You're टीचर पढ़ा रही है, तुम्हें समझ आ रहा है, so that is sorted. तुम्हें जाके पढ़ना नहीं पड़ रहा, and then you can do other things when you're free later. So eventually you just ठीक है, it's better to go in the classes. And apart from that, again agreeing with what Manav said, there's always something going on. Like it's never that you only have classes, you probably have a lot of different things going on at the same time, and it's just about kabhi ye kar liya, kabhi wo kar liya, and ऐसे ही चलता रहता है. It's just first year passes by and you don't even know it, what happened, how it happened. You just go through it.
which is really nice. Now tell me something. Let's look at. We spoke about the admissions. We spoke about the campus life. When it comes to specialization is concerned, something which just kind of popped into my head. Specialization choose karte time pe, do you get guidance from the college? Do you get any help when the student is not really sure? What exactly is? Have you come across any student who's not really sure ki karna kya hai? What exactly? Is there any support from college? Anyone can take up this question. Manav.
See, for FIA, there is no option to choose a specialization. Your specialization is finance from day one. For BMS, their strict time to choose a specialization is 3rd year. But there is also now a, so to say, milder option to choose a specialization from 2nd year onwards. This was introduced in NEP. So you can choose a specialization earlier as well. So basically, जिसको time लग रहा है मन बनाने में, you choose it by the 3rd year. By that time, you have enough clarity. If you have clarity early on, you can choose it in the 2nd year itself, your specialization, and then you will have your subjects accordingly.
Fair. We have questions. Let's take up questions. At any point, does economics become a part of your curriculum, both the courses? So BMS and BBFIA. Franchi, go ahead.
Yes, actually. So you have microeconomics for BFI first semester, macroeconomics for BFI second semester, and microeconomics for BMS second semester, and macroeconomics for third semester. Yes, that's how it works. So
So
you're gonna study microeconomics and macroeconomics. Just keep them handy.
microeconomics, macroeconomics will be a part, even with BBFIA, BMS, BAF, BFM, uh, BBI, a lot of management courses, or as a subset देखे तो सब में micro और macroeconomics आएगा. How detailed it would be, that depends upon the specialization and the course you would do. Okay, it can be surface, it can be in depth. The depth of the content matters with different programs. Okay, Shivam is asking, so which stream can we take in BBA if I basically he's saying that if he has economics and from humanitarian, he's taken humanities, so can he take BBA if you have economics? I think that was answered, that even if you have economics, you can take BBA provided you have English and mathematics as your current subjects in 12th or 11th. So Shivam, in case अगर आप अभी जो current standard में हो 11th में 12th में, अगर आपके पास में अभी या your current subjects are English and mathematics, then yes, you will be eligible to take BBA. Okay? We have another question. What's the question? Let's see. Key are to focus on for getting good scores for getting admission to Shahid Sukhdev College. Key areas to focus on for getting good scores for getting admissions to Shahid Sukhdev. Who would take this up? I think you all are good when it comes to scores is concerned. Let's take one tip from each one of you. Let's not complicate this further. Starting with Utkarsh.
Okay, so for getting good score in say for getting into Shaikh Sukhdev College, you need to get good scores in as specified manner English, mathematics, and general test. So your mathematics gets covered in the 12th board that you are studying. So you just need to place focus on that. And in mathematics also, you get a lot of options in the CUET exam as well. So you can choose which question you know better, and then you can score good marks in mathematics that way. English for CUET level is very basic or very normal English, so it is not that difficult to score much in English. And for general test, you need to get ready. You need to prepare for general test properly, and it includes general knowledge, your logical reasoning, your data handling. And by focusing 1-2 months on that, you can easily score good marks in general test as well.
Okay, so that is the something which you are guiding them. Manav, any tip you would like to give them where they would be able to score better, what you have practiced?
My personally key area of focus was Indore syllabus, but talking about Sukhdev specifically, I feel like do not ignore general knowledge, especially for somebody who's preparing for IP MAT or these management exams that do not have GK. We tend to ignore both static GK and current affairs because other exams don't have it, but it plays a very important role in your general test. And again, so हमारे general test में I got about 20 to 25 questions out of 60 questions which were general awareness and GK related. So that this is something that you completely cannot ignore, especially for a GT. So GK should be strong, both current affairs and static. Both aspects you cannot ignore.
Okay, so current GK ignore nahi karna hai if you're looking at scoring good to get into, getting or for getting admission in Shahid Sukhdev. What you would like to add, Pranshi?
So I would just like to add that again, GT is very important. See, like the 650 breakdown is 200, 200, and 250. So it holds more weightage there. First thing. Second thing, in GT as well, everything is doable, but not general knowledge, because this quant, if you're preparing for any exam, I think this quant comes in handy. And it's very basic quant, that basic syllabus that you study. For example, for all of us, we were studying for IP MAT. Now it came in handy because there was this very basic average questions, percentage questions. Now if you're preparing for some exam, you just need to sort of do general knowledge side by side and you'll be good to go. And again, English and mathematics are more or less like, mathematics is entirely 11-12 standard, and English is easy. Like for us, for who were preparing for IP MAT, English was rather very easy.
Okay. So I hope that answers the question. Shivam is asking, but I have not taken math subjects and I am in class 12. What can I do to take BBA free? Okay. Shivam, there are a lot of colleges where BBA is mandatory when it comes to as the eligibility criteria is concerned. But it is also a fact that there are a lot of other colleges which doesn't have mathematics as a criteria. For example, if you want to do BBA, there is a college in Pune which is called Flame. They have BBA, and it is not mandatory if you don't have mathematics, it's okay. So there are other colleges as well in India which would be able to accept. For example, economics karna hai, mathematics bolte zaruri hai. In down south, there is a college university which is Azim Premji University, and they say if you don't have mathematics, you can still pursue economics because they will teach you. So you will have to look out for colleges which would be able to give you admissions for BBA without having mathematics as a mandatory or like a eligibility criteria. Okay, वो ढूंढो, अभी से ढूंढना चालू करो, so it becomes easier for you because a lot of colleges will ask you to have as a mandatory option. Neve is asking, it is important to have economics if you have taken up commerce, English, maths, and accounts, and you want to get into something related to business or economics, brings a wider option. Important to have economics. Any views on this, panelist?
Again, I don't think so that you will be able to get into something business or economics and will not have to study economics. Economics is a crucial part of business, and eventually wherever you go, every business kind of curriculum will always have economics in it. So again, you can choose not to study it right now because it is not in the eligibility criteria. However, you'll have to study it later.
True, absolutely true. And
I would recommend otherwise, because the thing is I feel like he should take economics at this point because he only has English, maths, and accounts. So he will not be eligible for other colleges like SRCC and BCom honors courses and BCom courses, because there you need to have 4 subjects, right? So it's not just Sukhdev that you're targeting. You also need to target a lot of other colleges, and you might get a better score in the other college and get a better course there. So to keep your options open, to keep your so to have something on your plate, please take economics. Or if you have some other core subject that is considered DU. So you need to understand you need to see if mass communication is a domain subject in CUET. I'm not aware of that. This is something that you'll have to check. If it's there on domain subjects, good enough. If it's not, then you'll have to see scale related.
I hope that answers the question. Now let's talk about something very important and the last leg of our webinar. Placements. Okay, placements. I think a lot of you, I get calls, I'll tell you, I get calls, from parents, I speak to students, और बच्चों का criteria ये होता है, मैम, वहाँ पे package कितना मिलेगा अगर मैं चला गया, अगर वो college में मैं ले लिया. It is very, very crucial when it comes to placements, because that's exactly, it can be a motivation factor. It can be a launch pad for a lot of students that they would be kind of, once 3 years, 4 years are done, they would be able to get a good opportunity there. Let's understand what makes Shahid Sukhdev special when it comes to placement is concerned. Pranchi, I don't think this would be, I cannot go to any other person apart from you. So please, can we have an understanding of how the placement works with Shahid Sukhdev?
So I'd say that, of course, we're known for our placements again. And for an undergrad, our college does well in the placements part. And thanks to the placements head. Okay, I'll represent that. So yes, so our placement season is very similar to that of MBAs and postgraduate colleges. There's CV vetting, and then you have to get your CV authorized and checked by the placement cell members, and after that you actually start applying to the companies and everything again. So there's a summer internship part for the first year students as well as the second year students, and there's a placement season for the third year students. Again, our placement statistics have been good for the past 2 to 3 years. And just because that, again, it's a business school and you get a lot of companies and the profiles we offer is good. And the usual profile is analyst, associate, and that's a good profile. That's a good profile that you can get in an undergrad college. So we do well in the placements part. We almost beat the postgrad colleges.
Okay, let's talk about numbers. what are we looking at? What was the highest placement which was offered in 24? I think the last batch. What was the highest placement?
Okay, so the highest was 28 LPA and the average was 11.49. The average CTC.
11. Okay. With BBFIA, BMS, they both go together for placement, or are they sitting separately?
No, they both go together because both of them are management and business courses. So I guess there's not much differentiated factor in the resumes and the profiles of the students pursuing both the courses. So it's more like same only.
Okay. Anybody, Utkarsh, Mana, would you guys like to add something to what Pranchi has said?
No, pretty much covers it all, I would say.
Our placement
Okay.
coordinator covered it well.
Okay, but I have few questions, for the understanding. I'm sure a lot of students might be thinking, is there any kind of prep which the college provides? Because theory part is different, but when you're sitting in front of a company giving interview for a job, it's a very different ball game altogether. How does the college help you with that?
Okay, again, so now when you talk about college, you're only referring to the theoretical part and the curriculum part. Our college provides a lot more than that. Now, for example, if you're enrolled in societies, you're gonna take up in societies, and they're gonna be seniors that are gonna help you out. And when you're in a college which has this much strong of an alumni network, that helps you a lot. Because if I have my seniors who were a part of my societies, placed in good companies like Bain, BCG, I can always contact them because I always have a common, point, and I can always talk about it. So that helps in my development. And there's no specific courses and grooming for as such, but there's a lot of factors that side by side actually grooms you for the same. For example, a very basic example, for us to get into societies, there was case interviews for us, which is a very interviews for the job things. But it happened for us, and it made all of us prepare in a way that we were ready for the case interviews and the guesstimates as well.
Fantastic. So eventually the college does prepare you. And while we just end it here, just last thing you would want, the students to kind of just, why they should aspire Shahid Sukhdev. Let's just take that one particular question. What is the reason for them they should aspire? Starting with you, Mana.
Next to no fees, great return on investment, and crazy exposure.
Okay.
Well, again, yes, as he said, that it's going to be fun at the same time, but you're going to grow so much more than you think. Like in 1 year, you're going to grow exponentially. You're going to take up a lot of things. And when you say that it's a business school, it's actually very much different from a lot of other colleges. So if you plan to go into corporate, CBS is the place for you. And one thing I would also like to add, Mana scored a 10 CGPA and he did not mention it.
That's how humble people are. Manav, 10 CGPA, fantastic that is. How humble that is, you never even mentioned it.
Yeah, I lucked out with that one. So I did not want people to think I studied for it because I studied last minute and I didn't want to quote it.
ऐसे कैसे last minute पढ़ के 10 CGPA आ जाता है? हमारा तो कभी नहीं आया.
Because
That's
it's DU
BFI
exams.
feeling.
Oh yeah, so CGPA is also relative basis, right? And BFIA across DU, very less colleges have it. So the number of students are very less, so it's relatively easy to get a higher
Again,
GPA.
I would say it for the last time, Manav, so you heard it better. BFI is a better and a superior course. If you're looking for a finance domain, go into BFI. That's so much better because easy scores, better subjects, no theoretical subjects, and more exposure towards the financial domain.
Fantastic. Utkarsh, one last word from you. Why a student should aspire or, go ahead or think of Shahid Sukhdev?
I believe these two said it all. The ROI is superb and the exposure you get is way above that. And it is so different from like when you are in school and you are just entering college. It is so different from that. And if you are aspiring to go into corporate, Shahid Sukhdev prepares you so very well for that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think we covered it all. I hope this was helpful. A quick raise of hand would be helpful for me to understand कि scheme मदद हुई कि नहीं हुई. Was it helpful? Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Yes. So mission accomplished. It was helpful for a lot of students. Thank you, Pranshi, Manav, and Utkarsh for taking out time, coordinating the whole thing, and doing this for the students. It means a lot because a lot of students who are kind of thinking, they would get the direction, they would know what exactly they should, if they're aiming something, if it is right or wrong. So thank you so much for doing this. And for the students who have joined, if you are or want to know more about Flame University, BBA at Flame University, it's a liberal studies university which offers BBA, psychology, economics, 350 major minor combinations. We are doing this next Friday on the 19th of July. So make sure you guys are tuning in. If your friends are interested, let them know. I will be keeping you posted with the registration link soon. And with this, thank you so much for joining in. Have a lovely weekend. Study hard. If you have questions, please approach your mentor. And in case if you want to approach me, I would mention my handle so you would be able to do that. I hope this particular session was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please mention it in the comment box below. We would be more than happy to help you. And all the best. Bye-bye.